here we are just outside the castles of Babbling, where King Berkey and his little jester Badger like to stroll around, looking at board games that were planted in the years gone by and seeing which of these are still standing in the woods of Evergreen.
Hey, hey, hey! It's the Berkey and the Badger! Ready to go through games that we think stand the test of time in the woods of Evergreen. 2013 Redo.
I'm gonna have to turn my headphones up because I didn't catch that.
Redo.
Redo. Deuxième tour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Duo. Second time around.
Ah oui, d'accord.
Because we did this one time, right?
We have done this before. And for those of you who would like to know what we chose last time and what we won't be choosing this time, you said adjusting his headphones.
Yes, I knew that. Yes, I knew that.
Yes, I knew that.
Pick this. Yes, I knew that.
Okay, Berkey picked last time for his 3 from 2013 was Concordia, a great game. 1775 Rebellion, I don't know, game. Francis Drake.
That's Academy Games. That's brilliant.
I haven't played that one.
Okay.
Francis Drake, again, another game I haven't played, but Berkey says it's Kingsworthy. It's Kingsworthy. And then I chose last time Viticulture.
Really good.
Yeah. There's no question of it out there. King and Assassins.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Nice, fun 2-player game you taught me, which I subsequently purchased.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
and
I know that.
And you know that. And the party-style game Crossings.
Crossings.
Yes.
You loved it, and I can't remember what you said about it, but
don't worry. One day I'll bring it to your house, and we'll play it with your 10 grandchildren, and they will laugh their butts off as they point fingers and steal gems from each other.
Wonderful.
Yes.
I just played King of Tokyo with them yesterday. We were celebrating 4th of July celebrations. And so we played a game of Quacks of Quendelenburg with the family. But then I played with all the grandkids in Josiah. We played a scaled down version of King of Tokyo. And they were loving hitting Grandpa. I was the king. Thank you very much. I was the king. And I survived, but boy, I sure got slapped in the head a few times.
I need to try that. The scaled down without the cards version.
Yeah, we just made it simple. Well, so we're going to talk about games we think. Now, when I went through this list, I've got to tell you, I think we could do this list 3 and maybe 4 times. That's how many good games I think are in 2013 that stand the test of time. When I looked at the ones I selected, those are some of my favorites. The first 3 I selected, but the 3 that I'm going to give you today, they're as much my favorites. That's how good the selections are in 2013. I think this was a fantastic year for gaming.
Yeah. My next 3, the first 3 were definitely the top of the pile for me. The games that I played and I loved. These ones are the ones that I've been playing quite a lot recently, which makes me think, wow, actually, these games are actually good. There, as you said, there's quite a lot of games from 2013 in my collection still, and they're like, oh, I could have chose that one, but it doesn't get to the table that much. And this game that I've just picked is noteworthy, and I think people should check it out. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, should I go first, or do you want to go first?
You can go first. Give me a...
Okay. You look first with a game that I absolutely love. It's from one of my favorite designers. This designer, his name is Uwe Rosenberg. Uwe Rosenberg. Now, he's got some great games that I absolutely love, but one of his most popular games was the game Agricola. People loved Agricola, but there was some things that some people, hey, Kabuki Kid is here. Woo-hoo! Now we can really get started. What does she say? Heard of this guy? Yeah, she heard of this guy. Okay, well, I love his designs, but Agricola was a good game. I enjoyed Agricola, but there was a few things that I didn't care for about it, but they came out with a game, and this was Mayday Games. I'm wondering with the new acquisition, what's happening with this other company with Mayday, if this is going to get reprinted or what's going to happen. But this is Caverna, the Cave Farmers. And I got to tell you, I have inside of this box, I have got like maps and a custom insert. Oh, it looks so pretty. And you should see all of the custom bits that I have in here. Well, that's what makes gaming fun, is to deluxify it. And you can deluxify your games the most. You can upgrade every game you've ever played with a game topper, just saying. So this game is brilliant. There's something about the dwarves and how they're building their caves and how you put these tiles together. It feels like the feeding your people mechanism that is in Caverna is so much more streamlined for me. The theme, even though it's a Euro game, but the theme just feels really cool with all these dwarves, because we start talking dwarvish. But this game for me, just all of the clever combo things that you're trying to build your little tableau with, and then how that your dwellings are built in the cave area. I just loved it. Just absolutely loved it. So to me, this game easily could have been in my top favorite. It's on my top 40 of all time game shelf. So I love it. Caverna, I think it's an upgrade for me, at least, from Agricola. And that's what I love. Now, Kabuki is saying, I want to know whoever tries playing that one at 7 players. Oh, can you play it that many?
Yep.
I have all those extra expansion boards. I've never done that. In fact, I think 4 players is the most I've ever played it. But the thing that makes me think about when I pull off these games and we do this, it's like, I haven't played this game, I'll bet you, for 3 years. It's one of my favorite games. We're always trying to play some of these new games that are out there, and then these games are absolutely fantastic games. I absolutely think it stands the test of time. And now when I do this, it's like I'm going to make it a point that we get through some of these games that are amazing games, right?
Yeah. That's what we're doing this list for. It's basically this video is basically for us to remind ourselves in the future to play these bloody games. That's what we're doing.
It's just absolutely true. I mean, I when I think about gaming, I don't remember all the details of every mechanism and every rule. I have to really refresh myself. So sometimes I feel a little like an imposter even going through these lists because I haven't played them for so long. But I do recall the memories I have with these games and how affectionately I enjoyed these games, and why, like I can still remember a little bit of this game. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But those are the things that what we're really looking for in gaming is these experiences we have. For me, it's not just about, what's the best mechanical game in the world. I think that's important. Some people really enjoy calculating and analyzing that. For me, it's all about the experience, and this game really provided that for me. So Cave Farmers from Mayday Games.
Nice choice. Tim Douglas is in the castle. Hello,
hey Tim.
He's saying, every time I go to the board game store, I think about picking this one up, but I never do. I'm the same. I've still got Agricola, and I still like Agricola, and that's like as you said earlier, a gold standard game for me. But maybe one day I'll get into Caverna, or either the third one in the trilogy, come on, Kabuki, help me out.
Yeah, well, when Sam Healy actually years ago when he was still on the Dice Tower put a comparison between Agricola and Cave Farmers, Caverna, and he explained a lot of the specific differences that he thought were much more compelling with Caverna. But that might be a good review for you to go take a look at, and then you can get an idea of whether it's for you or not.
Yeah, Feast of Odin. That's the third one.
Love Feast for Odin. That's one of my faves.
Thanks, Kabuki. Thanks, Tim. Yeah, that's great.
Fields of Arle for the 2-player version is awesome too.
Yeah. I think the only thing about Agricola that drags it down is not the feeling of people. I love that pressure, but it's like the thing that you're just all going to the same goal. You're all trying to create the same kind of farm and have equal everything to get points. But that's my only grind with it. But anyway, we're not talking about Agricola because that's an old game from 2008. We're talking about games from 2013. So let's get on.
Caverna, I guess I'm just going to set it right over here next to Ralphie.
Oh, dear.
Ralphie, I just want to point it out. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Be careful where you put that game because you don't want to wreck it with Ralph, yeah?
Ralphie enjoys games, especially Baseball Highlights 2045.
Okay.
First mention.
Yeah, so remember when we get to 2045, we do the Woods of Evergreen 2045. You can say, oh, well, I like, this is the best game for me too. But anywho, we're getting beside ourselves. Yes, my first game, well, my fourth game from 2013 is a game that I've recently played, basically because it's a childish, fun game that I can play with my child. Berkey is the world champion of baseball highlights.
See, they can't see this on the audio podcast, but it's worth it just if you're listening to the audio show after the fact, just to go to this show and watch me do this because it's enjoyable.
Yeah. So my game, as I said, I've been playing a lot recently, and it comes in a book format, and that's this lovely little thing called Les Trois Petits Cochons, which is the Three Little Pigs, which is the first edition from Purple Brains. Collection of games which are, fairy tale stories, which come in this book format, and they come with a story and they come with a game. And tiles are falling on the floor. In the game, it's a bit like Yahtzee, where you have 5 dice, you roll them, you can keep certain ones if you want, and then re-roll 3 times. There is a caveat to that. There is a wolf on a couple of the dice. So if you roll a wolf, you have to keep that wolf. If you have 2 wolves, you get to destroy someone else's house by having a blow on the... Let's see if we can catch this without getting me windy on my microphone. On this disc.
Remember this. Yeah.
Yes, on this spinny disc. And this tells you which part of someone else's house you can destroy, the straw, the wood, or the brick. But otherwise, the other results on your turn, if you don't get any wolves, you can build a straw, a brick, or a wood part of the house, starting with the door, then up to the windows. And you can build these houses as high as you want, but they only score at the end of the game when there's a roof on the top. There is also bonus scoring if you have windows with flowers on it or whatever. And there are some like in-game condition bonus scoring that you can get. But it's a very, very light game. It plays very, very quickly. You're looking about 10 to 15 minutes. But it's light. It's family fun. It comes with great components. Unfortunately, this is out of print because Purple Brain do no longer exist. But I spoke to the publisher who now works for Asmodee and does all the Asmodee kiddie games. He is hoping to bring this back under the Hasbro, not Hasbro, Asmodee branding. So that's my pick for 2013. A very good family game.
I heard a lot of good things about this one. I've never played it, but that sounds fun, actually.
Okay, yeah. King of Tokyo.
Kabuki Kid says, love the box, or the book box. Yeah, I like it when they do that, too.
Yeah. There's not many left. I've only got 3 of them, but they're...
Well, my number 2, right before we'll do that, we'll just make a quick sponsorship announcement for Arcane Wonders. Arcane Wonders, we were just at the Origins Game Fair, and I got to tell you, their booth was amazing. They had so many cool stuff, but they have the new deduction. It's this kind of party style interactive deduction game called Dubious. Got to play this with Dan King and the Secret Cabal guys, Janie and Tony, and a couple of the others. We had so much fun playing Dubious. You get to pick a character, and then you also, it's an occupation, and you're trying to get people to guess it. But if everybody guesses it, you don't get any points. And if nobody guesses it, you don't get any points. So there's this little tension of giving them a little bit of information, but not too much information. But then you can get into character with these occupations and make it a hoot. We laughed and laughed. This game was so much fun. And I'm normally not a deduction or a party game player, but this was so much fun. We just hooted it up. I just saw them posting some stuff on Twitter about all this. They also have the new game World Wonders just coming out. They're at Dice Tower Con right now, and at Gen Con we'll have World Wonders and, of course, Dice Manor. And at Gen Con we'll be previewing in a separate room with 12 glorious game toppers the new hit strategy game. You know, it's a first-person shooter type of game called Call of Duty. This is a huge collaboration with Activision. Those of you who know video games know Call of Duty. This is huge. People are raving. I was talking to Sam Healy, and he played this Call of Duty. He was blown away by how it actually felt like a video game and how that transition from video to board game hardly ever works. They thought this line of sight mechanism and things that were going on was brilliant. I haven't played it, so I don't know personally, and I haven't played the video game either, so you got to take that for what it's worth. But I'm super excited about what they've done. I know they've poured their absolute hearts into this project. So super excited for Arcane Wonders. Go check them out at arcanewonders.com. There you go. My number 2 in number 13, Woods of Evergreen. It's my second of the second Redux.
Redux. Is that what you're trying to
say? Redux.
Reduct tape.
Okay, I love this game.
Ooh.
Rococo.
Ooh, yummy.
Love this game. My daughters have a historical costume company, as many of you know, and they took a picture. And this one particular dress that they had made for a customer looked almost identical to this dress. And so Hannah and a friend of hers had actually dressed in their costume and had this game, in front of them. And I just tweeted it out. And this was many years ago, before Game Toppers and all that, when we were doing board game theater. And Eagle Griffin, who published this, got a hold of that. And they posted that all over the place and wanted us to do a board game theater episode. But, you know, the theme, a lot of gamers were like concerned about, there you got some cool pictures. A lot of people were concerned about, dressmaking, clothiers. This didn't appeal to them. This has been redone with art from Ian O'Toole. Honestly, I think Ian O'Toole's art is amazing, but I love this version of the game, actually. Just absolutely love it. This mechanism where you are getting your different master, they're putting together these costumes, but you have these masters that give you different abilities to get different cloth or to get different spools, different abilities. And it kind of has that action selection with these cards similar to Concordia, where you're playing these out, you're going to refresh them back into your hand. And you've got all kinds of different tracks on the board that you're going to get these different objectives. Sometimes you want to get up to the top tier, of course, that's where you're going to get the most points, but there's a bit of a race to get to each of these places, and you're collecting these resources, and you're collecting these resources then to buy these certain dresses. They're going to, or male outfits, for the galas. you're getting different points for different ones. Every time we played this, I remember we played this game down in Alabama a couple of years ago with Ryan Bruns, Brian Pope, and Rick. And everybody said this was the game of the whole 3 days that we were together playing games. We all loved Rococo. It's worker placement, it's this card selection, it's resource management. It's just an awesome game. Either version I think is fine. I haven't played the new version, but absolutely love it. Highly recommend, if you can find a copy, get Rococo.
Yeah. Still in print. I recommend it as well. Even though I've only played it once and it's still sat there and I keep trying to get it to the table, it is a fun kind of mini deck building, as you say, selection action game.
We almost played it yesterday.
Yeah.
We ended up picking Quacks of Quindelenburg because Josiah's wife loves that game, and so we just decided to do that one.
Yeah.
But Rococo is brilliant.
Okay. Boom. My next game, I'm turning French. Is one of my favorite things in any game is building stuff, and Steam Park is building a theme park in a steampunk kind of fashion, but you're basically just going to be rolling dice. It's dice again. Second game from dice. Well, actually, all three games have the major component is dice. So yeah, you're going to be rolling dice, but everyone's going to be rolling their own dice in their own time as fast as they can to try and get the results that they want. These results are the resources that you're going to use to build your theme park. They will be resources which you can build big attractions, small tents, which give you bonuses. You can then use some of them to clean up mess that the visitors leave, or you can use some of the resources actually get visitors into your park and onto your rides. And that's basically the game. It's a race game with the dice, and then it's a management game of like what you're going to buy, because there's a limited amount of resources. There's like 7 different colors of rides that come in 3 sizes, and you're going to get these robots which come to your park. Hence, it's a Steam Park thing, and they are going to want to go on the ride of their color. So if you pull out a pink robot from the bag at random, if you've got a pink ride on your park, they will go on it, and then you will earn money continuously. And so there's like lots of different things that you can do. It's very, very open. You got these bonus cards, which I think is that a good idea, but it actually does help. They're just bonus cards which give you points or money. Sorry, they give you money, which is points. Yeah. So basically, at the end of the game, after 4 rounds, whoever's got the most money is going to be the most profitable thing. And you don't want to make your park dirty, so because that gives you negative points at the end of it.
And then you're pulling those riders out of your bag.
Yeah.
Which there was something super fun about that too. That almost
you get
push your luckish.
You put whatever color you want in, and then you take out one. So you might have like 3 results of visitors. So you'll put 3 colors into the bag. They could be the colors that you want. So you're putting up your chances of pulling out the colors that you need to go on your rides. But then whatever's in the bag already, you don't know, or you got to remember from what the other players have been putting in the bag. So yeah, nice production, good game from Cranio Creations originally, but now from Horrible Guild. That's Steam Park.
Yeah, Yellow Games produced that. My daughter Gabrielle loves that game, and they had a problem in their basement where the water got on there, and that game fell over in the water. And so I found her a copy of it at Christmas last year and got her a new copy because we love that game. And there's that tension of rolling the dice quickly that, some people don't like that tension, but it has a little bit of that Galaxy Trucker. Everybody's trying to put together the tiles as fast as you can, but time's running out.
Yeah.
But at the same point, lots of fun strategy, and you feel like you're building a theme park. It's just fun.
Yeah. On a side note, I did not like this game when it first came out. I wanted it to be a kind of good theme park simulator, but it had this dice rolling mechanic, which was like, yeah, what? Yeah. But after a while, I got used to it, and it was actually quite fun. Just, it's just a chaotic part of the game, and then there's this serious kind of managing. Where am I going to put this ride? I can't put this ride next to that ride, and I've got to make space so people can walk through. And it's like, yeah, there's the management there, but it's just got this fun kind of dice rolling. But anyway, that was just the caveat. I didn't like this game when it came out. I like it now.
That's awesome. That's funny too, because we don't get to play games as many times as we probably should. To really find out if maybe just the first play wasn't ideal, or for whatever reason, player group or timing or mindset, whatever.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you play a game after you've played it a couple times, and all of a sudden it starts to grow on you, or your gaming tastes start to change a little bit.
Yeah. Or you kind of just adapt. You think that, like I was saying with theme park, I thought it was going to be a theme park kind of management game, and it wasn't a serious theme park game. It was a fun theme park game, and it took me a while to, adapt to that. But
well, before we go on to our third and final choice of our Woods of Evergreen for 2013, the Red Deer. We're going to talk about our other sponsor, Game Toppers. And of course, I can talk very intimately about Game Toppers because I love everything Game Toppers, as I'm the owner, and everything Game Toppers are like my children. So that being said, we have an upcoming Kickstarter coming in August after Gen Con. We're working diligently on several projects, so we haven't released the time yet. But I will tell you this, we have 10 new game mats. Yeah, you heard it. 10 styles, 5 new terrain maps. One of them that is a new battlefield map. We have a new Mars map, perfect for playing Terraforming Mars. We have a new desert sand dune type of map, perfect for playing games like Dune Imperium. Yep. We have an all-water map, a new Starfield map that we have, and a new battlefield, which is really exciting. But then we kicked it up another notch with keeping with our theme of thematic game mats, where the art is around the edge of the mat. So it's immersive, gives you the feel of the environment, and yet is not too intrusive for your gameplay. So one of the things that Kabuki Kid wants as a stretch goal is that a bag of Happy Mouse spice would be included. And when did I ever refuse an accommodation? There's a possibility that this could happen, but there'd have to be something reciprocal. But yes, it could happen. So that's she's interrupting my spiel here. I had a spiel, but now the spiel is gone. So,
it's gone to Essen.
Yeah, it'll show up in the Dejaris.
He's on form.
So, okay, thematic game mats. Can we say Vincent Dutray? I knew you could.
Dutray.
Yeah, Vincent is one of my favorite artists. I love him to death. He did our Great Wall mat in our last Kickstarter, but we have a new Lost Worlds jungle mat that has themes of like the Scorpion King and Kong Island and some dinosaurs and Lost Ruins of Arnak type of themes, with this big jungle and a big retaining bridge that's between these waterfalls with ruins. It's gorgeous. I will be sending out some previews, but I got to tell you, this mat is awesome. And Yaroslav, who has done a lot of our thematic mats, like our pirate and Viking fantasy and Roman theme mat, he has done a new ancient Egypt. It's amazing. This art with the Nile River and sand, perfect for those Egyptian themed games like Ankh and Ra and Amun-Re and Cleopatra, City of Architects, stuff like that. Amazing game. We have a bunch of other ones. We have a brand new horror theme mat with a mansion up on the hill and a spooky forest. It's awesome, from the artist John McCambridge. And an Old West themed mat with trains in it from Xavier Gonzalez. You're going to love these new offerings of these new thematic game mats. And we have other super exciting things, but I'm not going to take any more time now. Just stay tuned at GameToppersLLC.com. Check us out on Facebook and on Twitter and Instagram, and you'll see what all the cool gamer goodness that's coming at GameToppersLLC.com. Yep, she ruined the pitch, but it was awesome. I kind of liked it, actually. I've had other people ask about that, and I just made 128 pounds of Burke's Happy Mouse signature spice. So it is now available, but you have to email me directly because my website isn't up because I don't have time to sell it. But I have it.
Nice.
Got to give the people what they want.
You have.
All right, number 3. This is one of my favorite all-time games. It is one of the most precious moments that I have in gaming. I've talked about it before, but when my son and I went to Gen Con for his graduation, we met the illustrious Tom Vassell. And I didn't know who he was. My son and his best friend knew who he was and couldn't talk because they were in the presence of his red greatness. He had this big red shirt and red hat. And I looked up and said, who is this guy? Well, he made the statement as we were playing this game, trying to learn this game. He says, have you whacked anybody yet? No. This game is designed by Tom Vassell and Steve Avery. Nothing personal. This game is a super fun, thematic, mobster-style game. You have all kinds of different character cards, and you're trying to move up the ladder, and you're trying to be the capo. You got to get the ring so everybody can kiss the ring. And we make people kiss the ring in our deal. I know it's not COVID friendly, but that's what we do. So this game allows for a lot of player interaction where you're trying to influence different characters to move them up the track. But eventually somebody's going to get whacked and they're going to go off and sleep with the fishes. Our family loves the theme. You're going to get all kinds of different monies and points and different things as you get more control. The artwork is spectacular. There's a lot of characters that you're going to see from that are at the time were very notable folks in the board game space that have special customer cards. And it's just big time fun. This game takes a little bit of time to play. We generally will spend 3 to 4 hours playing this game. We would always play this on Father's Day. Now, we haven't played it because the Origins Game Fair was always conflicting with Father's Day, so we'd set up a different time. For the last couple, we've changed it up a little. But this game definitely needs to get back to the table for the Berkey family because we just absolutely enjoy this game. It's lots of take that, so you have to have some fun with it. Everybody is whacking everybody, and that's just the way it is. But it becomes a mechanism that doesn't feel like it's nothing personal. It's just business. You know what I mean?
It's just a game.
Yeah, it's just business.
Yeah.
So nothing personal. Big favorite of ours. Love it, love it, love it. I don't even know if you can find it anymore, honestly.
And there's a 2019 edition I saw.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I think you probably can still get it.
I think there was some big hoorah that went on between the former publisher at Game Salute and Tom and those guys. And I'm not exactly sure. I didn't really keep in touch with all that drama that was around it, but love the game.
That's what we need. Drama around board games. Oh, no, thank you. Just let me play.
Tom said he didn't have anything to do with that one. Yeah. Well, start the first one then. Find a first edition and be happy.
All right. Okay, my last pick. Drum roll, please. Dice. Yeah.
See? Knock my hat off.
All right. It's lucky that Huey's still on his stand. Ralphie. Reckon Ralph. That's it.
I can't hear anything you're saying.
Oh, what a shame. And then he's back online. Okay.
I'm back. I'm back.
So again, a game which is getting to the table a lot because my little one wants to play, and he can play this one. It's a game that a math teacher designed by the name of Matthew Tilsbury. Oh, I should remember his name because I talk to him every now and again. Wow. Blog to him every now and again.
You were going to say Reinhard Knizia.
No. It's a game called City of Zombies.
City of Zombies.
Which is a tower defense game with math. So it's a basic, simple game where every round you roll a dice and that will spawn zombies at a certain level depending on what round you're on. And then it's up to the players to kill the zombies by rolling 3 dice. That sounds simple, doesn't it? Yes, but these 3 dice, you use the results of these 3 dice to add, subtract, multiply, cube, divide, and other mathematical terms to reach the numbers which are marked on the zombie cards themselves. So at the beginning, you can play very easily. So you can have like a 3 and an 11. And so you could use like 2 dice, a 6 and a 5 to kill an 11, and then a 3 to kill a 3 and remove them from the board. Once every player has had a go at rolling 3 dice and killing zombies, any zombies on the board will advance to the next rail, and then a new line of zombies will spawn. You're basically just doing the math and stopping these zombies from approaching close to where your base is. You'll have some survivors, and if a zombie arrives at the survivor's gate, they have another number on them which tells you how many survivors they eat. And so you're doing math all the time, and you're just trying to wait for this aeroplane to come down, which comes down after 15 rounds, to escape with as many survivors as possible, and that's your scoring for the end of the game. It's very family friendly. It scales really well for kids of different ages. So, as I say, I'm playing with my 5-6-year-old, and we just do addition because he doesn't know subtraction. And so we're just playing with a small deck of cards, and they're coming down and get killed. We got some special cards in there as well, which make zombies spawn at random or decay at random. This game comes with several types of decks of cards in it. So you can have a 64 numbered zombie, and they have different powers as well. So you can have another level of immersion in the game. So each zombie can only be killed by this, or I haven't played with the special versions because when I played this game, I played it with my kids and we always doing math, just knocking them off the numbers. Mm-hmm. It's fun, addictable. It's a nice bit of brain scratching as well as an adult. Obviously not the 5-6-year-old stage, but when it gets to the 8, like Charlotte did when she was 8, 9, and we were doing maths and we were doing multiplications, it was like, oh, this is cool. I'm actually trying to think what's the best combination of dice to do to kill off the most zombies as possible, or should I just kill off the one that's closest because he's going to eat people, or should I just I'm in love with this game. It could easily, well, it's been probably the most played game this year.
Wow.
Because it's just so easy to play. After a while, after like the 3rd game, you get a bit bored. Because, you're just doing the same thing over and over again, especially with young kids. But it's always fun the next day to get it out again and start again and try and, get as many survivors aboard that plane as possible. That's City of Zombies.
Yeah, that sounds good. I haven't heard of that before.
Yeah, it's a kind of like under the radar kind of game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've been thinking more about those simple, quick games that I can play with the grandkids. And, I've got a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old. So it's hard to find ones that I can play with the whole group. And you're trying to make simplistic game rules, trying to make it accessible for everybody.
That's definitely accessible for kids of all ages. So you could do that.
Who makes that?
That is self-published by Think Noodle Games.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it domestically here. Is it a European offering or?
Yeah, I think it's a UK at its base. So a lot of schools in the UK have this, and yeah, I'll have to
Well,
send.
maybe when I'm at the UK Games Expo next year, I can see it.
Yeah, I know Matthew's always there, so
yeah,
that's
awesome. Well, Ralphie would like to send us out with a thank you very much for joining us and being with us for this wonderful show of 2013. And he would like to convey his grateful thoughts to the new World's Champion of Baseball Highlights 2045. He's very proud that I'm now the new holder of his greatness. So this is he's going to have a lot of new experiences. We've been spending a lot of time with one another and getting to know one another really well. And he's liking it better, actually, than the past. The other guy was a good guy, but it was time for a change,
Yeah, there was too much paparazzi around him, I think.
Yeah, I think too much paparazzi. And he's wanting a simpler life. And he's been riding the garden tractor even with us. And he's learning how to barbecue. He's enjoying barbecue. Yeah, very much. So with that, Berkey and Badger are going to sign off from the woods of Evergreen. As he falls over.
He wrecked it, Ralph.
Wreck it, Ralphie.
Yeah.
All right. Where can people find us, Barry?
They can find us on Board Game Geek with our guild 2248, Berkey and Badger. They can find us on Facebook and YouTube, Berkey and Badger. They can find our podcast, it's a streaming service. All streaming services do Berkey and Badger Board Game Babble show. That will be YouTube, Stitcher, and Spotify, and iTunes, and Apple, and iTunes, and Apple, and all the other ones. Yeah, and Libsyn. That's the other one.
Libsyn.
Yes, and that's pretty much everything. And Twitter as well. I forgot we tweet.
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 Kabuki Kid says she loves Eldritch Horror, Forbidden Desert, 1775, which was my first round selection. Oh, and the Duke.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of good choices there. Well, thanks again to Arcane Wonders for our sponsor and Game Toppers. Check both of them out, arcanewonders.com and gametoppersllc.com. And with that, we will see you for the next full version of the Berkey and Badger Board Game Babble Show on July 26th, I think we said.
Yeah, somewhere
around
around
Wednesday. So stay tuned, and we'll be talking about the Origins Game Fair and all the other fun things that are board games.
We're so glad we had this time together. Now it's time to go. It won't be long until we have another show. So keep us in mind, get online. Berkey and Badger will be back in no time.
In no time.
There it is, baby.